Hey guys, Everyday Knife Guy here with another paracord tutorial for you. Today we're going to be making the Fishtail Survival Bracelet. You can see one here that I've already nearly finished in neon green and dark forest green. I just left the ends loose just now. I'm going to show you how I finish those off once we've done the actual weave on the jig here. So I'm going to set that aside for now and get started and show you the stitch. So I have two lengths of paracord here that I've joined, just a simple melted join. Look at some of my other videos for how to do that. I'm going to start leaving that out as we go through the playlist. It's just a bit of extra time. And I have a basic jig set up here. You can do this just as easily freehand, so don't feel that you need one of these to do this bracelet. And yeah, I'm making an 8.5 inch bracelet here. I would usually use 5 feet of each colour, 10 foot total. This looks just as good in a single colour, so if you want to just use 9 or 10 feet of plain cord, that should leave you plenty extra unless you're making a really large bracelet. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I do is just make a loop like that. Doesn't matter where you make it, you just want the join between the cords to be a little bit away from the buckle. So as I say, this looks good also in one colour. So we're going to bring this loop up through the buckle that's nearest us. If I can get a hold of it there. Okay. And then we're going to take our two cords and feed them through that loop. So they're coming out the top. I'm just going to cinch that down there. So that's our lark's head or hitch knot made at that end. And then at the opposite end we're just going to take our two end pieces of cord and go down through this top buckle, like so, and just pull those out to the side. So it's really quite simple to make. The only trick to making this bracelet is really keeping the tension nice and even as you go. So I'll note that as we progress, but the first thing I'm going to do is take either cord. I like to start from the left, so I'm going to take the left cord over the left hand core strand, down between the strands and out to the right. Now that is the only single move you'll do. If you know, I call it a single move, so we've just gone from one side to the other. Every other move will be over and then back, over and back, so just bear that in mind as you go. So we're going to start with our top cord, which is the orange, and we're going to go over the right hand strand, down between them, and pull that out to the left. Okay, so just use the forefinger and thumb of the hand you're not working with just to keep things pinched and keep it tight, at least until you get started. And then the second move is to take the new left hand strand, back over the top, down through the middle and out to the right. So at the end of each move you should always have two strands coming out to the right. And then as you go into your next move, you're basically just starting with the top one or the one furthest away from you. So that's going to go over the top of the right strand, pinch it there, down between the core cords, pull out to the left, over, back over the top of the left strand, down through the middle and out to the right. Okay, so top cord is orange, over the top, down through, back over the top, down through, keep the tension going, green cord, over the top, out to the left, over the top, out to the right. Just do a couple more. So as you can see, once you get into it, you can go fairly quickly with this, but you just want to make sure you're keeping the tension nice and even. You can, as you go, snug this up and down. You can see it's quite movable there, but you want to try and keep it as neat as possible as you go, because it makes things easier. Obviously the further down you get, and the further through it you get, the harder it is to adjust and push things back up. So there you go, simple as that. The cords are always coming out to the side that you didn't start from. So the first move we made was a single move from the left. So after that the two cords are always on the right at the end of every move, and you're just taking the top cord, going across and back. Simple as that. So very easy weave to do. Let me just show you what it looks like when you get down to the end. So on this one here you can see we've kind of run out of, hopefully this camera will focus sometime today. We've basically run out of room to stitch any further on this one. We could possibly do another move with the bright green. Let's go ahead and see if we can do that actually. Now, so we want to come across with the green down through there and then back, so that we're then finishing with both cords on the right, same as we were doing down here. Just going to undo that buckle. So the easiest way to get this cord to do two moves through that tiny space there is with a pair of needle nose pliers. So I'm just going to, from the bottom, push those up through, as you can see. So we want to use the pliers to grab, I'm trying to show this as well as I can, it's a little bit tricky. We're going to use those to grab our bright green cord and just pull that down through and feed that through there. So you can see that's the first part of our move. So our second part, remember, was to come over the top from the left, down through and out to the right. So we want to put the pliers back up from the bottom. You can see them there. Now we're just going to grab this cord and see if we can pull it through one more time. Let's work it through. Pull that through. And you can see we've managed to put one more stitch in there. It's nice and neat down to the end. So the last thing we would do is just cut these off here on the underside. So I'll find my knife. So just leave yourself a little bit of excess and get yourself an object that you can tamp these down once they're bubbling and melted. So I'm just using an old kitchen knife there. And we're just going to use a lighter to do one of these at a time. Just get that nice and melted. Seal it down there. And if you do this properly, then there should be no chance your bracelet will come undone or start to unravel. Sorry, I think I'm a little bit off camera there. Just trying to watch so I don't burn myself. And do that one. Okay, so you can see your sealed joints there, nice and smooth on the underside. That's not going to rub on your wrist or anything. Just bend that back over. Snap it together. Work out the shape, and there you go, we're all done. Completed Fishtail Paracord Bracelet. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that was easy enough to follow. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave them in the comments. Always happy to read and respond. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.